Welcome back to the trial. We're back.
I'm looking at a door. We're gonna start a trial to kill my girlfriend.
That being said, don't speed through it. We don't know how far we'll get, but...
So is everyone ready to... What?
Actually, wait. So what is your running theory right now?
Toko did it. She has a split personality disorder, so she's not guilty of it, essentially, but she did it. Like, Genocide Jack is one of her other... like, dichotomies. You know?
Yo.
Alright.
Yeah, Toko's not here. Probably killing someone else. And Toko is...
Really don't remember?
I thought I liked Monokuma. Kidding! I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? Not gonna make that joke.
Okay.
That's what I call her too. She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. Stop looking disappointed in me. I'm already disappointed.
I'm doing a gym-style look at the camera from The Office. And just like he said, a few minutes later, he appeared dragging Toko behind him. You're not seeing the subspace emissary where Diddy drags Fox behind him?
Yeah.
That's what I picture. That's all.
I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you were to drag a girl around. Terrible, you're terrible. Phew, so now everyone's here, right? Okay, then hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro.
Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her.
But she's probably the one that Toko could take down the easiest.
Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here.
Babe, I'm sorry.
It's just a shadow.
Oh,
It's a I definitely was thinking the same thing.
Alright, you seem pretty important in this trial. I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you.
I guess I wasn't much help at all on this one. Or the last one.
Or anything, yeah. There is something odd about Toko's behavior. I do not think mere shock is enough to explain it. Yeah, me neither. You.
Shall we go?
Okay, thanks for your input, Kyoko.
Some trials are like, we all have novels to say, and others are like, shall we go?
Gave us
With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. Couldn't get a handle on my emotions. Couldn't stop speculating.
It's kind of the point of a trial. Man, look at us. Couple of cards.
Steel box sank with heavy clunking sound. The elevator went down.
Alright, cool.
It came to a sudden stop.
What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Very.
Good. You're rip-round to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well,
Okay, then let's get this show on the road. Everyone, please find your assigned seats.
Thrills, chills, kills! And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial! Alright.
Dun 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 dun.
You can save over a couple if you want just a backup save, but... Alright, so set your skills.
Oh gosh, alright, here's what I want. Here's what I'm thinking.
You have 4 more slots available.
Oh, are they
for your
permanent?
skills. Yeah, they're permanent. You can undo them. You can click on them again and undo them, but
don't
you get
have any.
skill points from free time. There was literally the one at the very beginning.
Well,
What does it even do? Did we even see what it did?
Look, I don't know how to play this game, fam. Increases the influence gauge.
That's your health. Cool. So,
Cool, that's all I can do, right?
here's what I'll say. Yeah, before we start the trial, we don't need to go through all the data again. We literally just did the investigation. If you want to see it, go watch the other episodes. Unless you want to go through all the evidence again. But here's what I'll say about this trial. This is my favorite trial in the entire series. It's a hot take, because it's also the most problematic trial of the entire series for reasons that I will address as we get there.
Problematic.
It's problematic, you'll see. Just like, for a Western audience, it's a problematic trial.
It's also already problematic for me.
Okay, cool.
And
But
okay, it makes sense.
this is my
sense.
favorite, and I adore it, and I love it.
Is the question going to be who's guilty? Like,
So we'll see.
let's open our e-handbook.
Cool.
Finish
Good
preparations
job.
as well.
Anyways, we get a
All
break
rise.
from our voice.
Yeah, lovely.
let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine
For the record, he
results.
says this every trial.
If you can figure out,
Alright, well,
then I'll punish
we'll cut through the
everyone
explanation of what the trial
okay
is.
then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon.
And you're not going to remember any of the controls, and it's fine. We'll get there. First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Do you remember this
Okay,
part?
I gotta shoot stuff.
And you cycle through the bullets with
Yes, one of
left
these.
bumper?
One of them.
And you shoot with Y? I don't remember.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
Yes, I shoot with Y. I remember that much.
It appears it was a head wound.
It was.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But
We don't have any musicians
what
here.
blunt instrument could it have been?
You think you have some proof that contradicts what I said?
Oh, I forgot what the point
Yes.
of that was. Alright, let's...
But you have more health, so you're good.
Chihiro's fatal
You can fast forward too. I don't know if we learned that
It
part.
appears it was a head wound.
I don't want to press more buttons than
According to
necessary.
the Monokuma file, the
I
killer
mean, you know what to
used a
shoot with, so it's one of the other ones. Try a trigger.
What kind of blunt instrument?
No,
could it
okay,
be?
Alright, whatever, we'll figure it out.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No. Dummy.
I don't think they've actually told you how to fast forward yet, so I think it's fair that we don't know, but I'm not 100%.
Can we agree
He's
that
like,
the
no!
object
That's
that
wrong!
Where was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime?
The one with
It
blood?
was covered in blood. And there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
Could... Toko could not lift that. Just gonna throw that out there.
Head is consistent with the shape of the
What stresses me out is like, yeah, it probably would be bloody, but that stresses me out because that means you hit Chihiro with enough force to like break skin and or crack the skull to break
Yes.
skin, and that stresses me out. I don't like it.
I'm assuming it wasn't one blow. I mean, the file probably said it was, but like
I think it did.
logistically...
No mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
I mean, it's anime. We just anything that doesn't make sense, you say anime.
That's so creepy.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
Yeah.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer,
Okay, well...
Genocide Jack.
Okay, we'll dance around it.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? New element has been added to non-stop debates.
Alright, let's go. Straight lines of white
White
noise.
noise.
So extra lines will appear?
Will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. There's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the A button to attach the silencer, which is how you shoot down the white noise. If you shoot an actual remark with your silencer, the time limit will decrease.
Oh, man.
So don't shoot. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, which is not, white noise won't appear at all.
That's
In which
awesome.
case you can forget about the silencer, just focus on the situation in front of you. Well then, good luck and have fun.
Alright. So I press A to attach the silencer and then Y to shoot still.
You just hit A to shoot it.
Okay,
A
cool.
shoots down white noise.
Genocide Jack case file.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
That's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean,
Is this getting me anything?
It gets you an extra second on the timer.
Oh, lovely. Oh, no!
Okay. Yeah, that's really what it's for.
I see.
Sometimes you'll have to slow down and shoot down the
Right,
white
yeah.
noise, and then
I might know one reason he could be involved.
what?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library.
No, Byakuya showed it to you.
no, exactly. He
It's
always
some
says
kind
"I
of
found." It's like, no,
confidential file
no.
the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it?
I mean, you're
What's
not
something
wrong.
like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now.
You can't.
More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every.
He's saying we don't need to know why it's in the library.
I know, but every time you're like, that's not important. It's just like...
For the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually.
Thanks, Hifumi.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something
Comedic
that has
genius.
never been made
We're
public.
recording, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
just
yes.
making sure.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Tell them, Naegi. The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know. If I'm not mistaken, it has to do with the positioning of the body.
How the victim was positioned.
It's like Makoto, please.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body.
So this is unprofessional, but this is a solo playthrough now. I'm gonna go make lunch. I'm hungry.
Okay,
I'll be back, but I'm just gonna make a sandwich. Just keep playing.
No worries.
The killer, the only people who know about this
Unexpected.
are the higher-ups in the police department.
Yep.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way.
Kind of jealous. I'm real hungry myself.
Solo doesn't mean you have to talk 24/7.
How did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it?
Is the heckin' voice actors? Give me a break.
There's only one logical answer I can think of.
And what does that be, Akuya?
It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
Oh my goodness.
No fucking way.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Makes sense.
In fact, it's Toko.
There it is. There it is. That's the line. The mic has been dropped.
What?
Mic has been dropped. He said it's Toko. And I'm not voting for her.
Oh yeah, this is a big part. I forgot. Crap.
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
He lies.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko
Yep.
has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Yeah.
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Yeah.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko. The answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? Alright, here we go.
Oh gosh.
Hangman's Gambit.
You remember this?
Not in the slightest. Let's...
Letters. You shoot letters to make a word. Here's
How do I
problematic
shoot?
thing number 1 in the trial. You shoot the right letter. You shoot the wrong letter. Trying to spell a word.
Oh, this might... I don't love this.
Problematic part number 1. This is entirely the localization team's fault.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is kind of an offensive word, and schizophrenia is not even the same as dissociative
No, not in the
identity
slightest.
disorder. But, this is just localization team. You could have just made the word split or something, you know?
Has a split personality?
Huh?
Oh, I'm tired
I
now.
read that
Yeah,
somewhere in
don't
the
talk too
file,
much.
too.
Got food in your mouth.
They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Man.
Okay, but still, go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Yeah, I like at least one of them.
Her
Her behavior check. Oh my gosh.
You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
Yes.
Right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
The face isn't the best, but, the lack of a stutter is something that I remember we went over in psychology a lot.
Really?
Things like that will disappear with different personalities.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't actually know that.
Funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Stutter or different, like, tics people might have will totally disappear.
Without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
Look at her, she's so cute.
So when Toko trapped herself in
Cutest
her room,
murderer I've ever seen.
it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Yeah, don't let him take control. Mm-hmm. Oh, let him have control. Drive out the killer, drive out the
Like I
murder
said,
scene.
some things in this game are on the
reason she
nose. Others are
locked
really
herself
good
in her
mysteries.
room wasn't to keep other people from getting in.
I will say, this
It
is
was
the
to
only
keep
trial-
other personality from getting
This is
out.
the only murder where I did not successfully guess the culprit before
Really?
the trial.
Nice.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
Yeah.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, How could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech,
What?
Toko and I had a strange conversation.
Should have been my conversation.
Daniel's is breathing
Told
heavily.
me a most interesting story.
Yeah,
She
tell
said
it.
a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that
Backstabber.
trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude.
She trusted you.
Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
He's no good for you.
You have only yourself to blame.
Oh, boy.
You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale.
I could have made it that, Toko.
I just love how condescending he is. He's just such a good character.
Besides, you broke your promise first.
He's a terrible boyfriend.
You said that as long as you were here,
He never
no matter
said
what,
he
you
was.
wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
I'm sorry, couldn't keep our promise. Don't worry, never again. Won't let him have control ever again.
You
Yeah.
said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
Hey, talk down to me, Dad.
Well, the
Two different
open
approaches to this part of the trial.
All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
Chihiro.
let me check something really quick.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that I didn't mess it up when I got up.
Is he about to try and like on call, take out her other personality? That's not a cool thing to do.
I will say the trope of split personality, one of them's a serial killer. It's very overplayed.
It's also very used in real life sometimes. People will go in and be like, it wasn't me, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You don't mean.
That being said,
Are they about to just like show her blood?
Togo's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second...
How did he do that?
Hello there. Is it me you were hoping to see?
That being said, welcome to one of the best characters in this game.
Genocide Jill.
Genocide Jack, Jill,
I love
whatever.
it.
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do?
I don't love the tongue. Like the face is concerning.
Oh, you better, the tongue is, it's there.
I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Same.
What happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality.
Textbook?
Yeah.
What textbook are you reading?
What if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
Genocide Jill's one of the best parts of this game. I'll be honest, the voice actress goes hard. It's actually two different voice actresses.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Everyone's just like, this is weird.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom.
Do you remember her saying that? Yeah.
Every truth lives
I kind of figured that was the turning point when I was like,
Yeah.
Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack? This is...
If I didn't see the face, I'd think it's really cute though.
This is beyond insane.
Like, listen to her.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds. Just kidding.
Then it's not true? Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes.
Are you vibing to the music or just agreeing with
No,
her?
the vibing.
Okay.
Kidding again?
I also like that Hifumi's the one stuck next to her. Of just like,
I'm gonna die!
This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
How did he just call it out,
There's
though?
clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
anime.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and
Oh,
graduate within
no.
24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about
I don't like how
genocide
the
death.
sprite's just there now.
Yeah.
If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined.
We could elope.
So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit. But I cannot imagine anyone other than you would murder someone in such a bizarre fashion. Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Wow, she turned fast.
You also have to wonder, did Hope Speak know this when they like brought her into the school that she was a double ultimate?
Probably.
Or were they just like, whatever?
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this.
Which part, Makoto? Because I have a couple questions. Make your argument. Status of the dead body. Okay. All right.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
Say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe
What did you
it?
just push?
B.
If you had an alibi.
Well, that's
So I
your
guess
speed
that's
up
the
button, yeah.
Oh, an alibi, huh?
She's so cute,
Now we're
listen.
talking.
Oh, it's
When
like
you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
I don't want to. I don't know what that is.
We need.
And there's
The-
nothing blocking it, so I feel like it wasn't the
modus operandi is like,
the motive.
no, it's like the way of killing.
Oh.
It's like your style of killing.
In that case, I should have clicked on
You
it.
should've. That's fine. A lot of people
Let's
let these
get-
run through once anyways.
Oh, an alibi.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
Don't forget you can slow down too.
Yeah, I don't know which button.
It's one of the bumpers. It's the other bumper, I think.
Cool. Break.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about
They didn't
that.
actually say it, but all of the pictures
I
were
think
like,
there's
it's
a
the
slight
same.
difference between the genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you!
Okay.
No, she's a great character.
I murder with
It's-
passion and conviction.
It's very anime.
Is that gonna get picked
but she's
up
really
again?
good. Did it get picked up before?
I don't know. I haven't
I
listened.
don't know. The audio's being dumb.
I
It's
consider
fine.
myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
If you wanted scissors, though, doesn't she have a sewing kit?
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Sponsored.
This is no
Yeah, I don't know
creation
what
of
they
mine.
wrote in Japanese. Do they have Chef Boyardee in Japan?
Let me
Someone tell
rephrase
me.
that
It's probably not
in
called
a way
that.
that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference between the murders.
There's two differences. The only one is this.
In the photos from the other Genocide Jack cases, look at the neck and stomach. Here you'll see a clear difference.
I got it!
I got it, guys!
The cause of death
It's
is
very loud.
in the genocide Jack murders. All the victims were killed the same way.
Pinned, not tied.
According to the case file, they were all apparently killed.
I think he's
with
more referring to the
apparent
blunt
scissors.
object versus stabbed to death with scissors.
Well, yeah, but
Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
details.
Yes. It's remarkably different from the other murders.
I hate lawn work. I do. I
We'll
just hate it.
We'll just get closer and be more
I think it's
quiet.
fine here. I think it's just we can't hear the game as well.
Nah, that's fine.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method?
Yeah.
There's more. one more conflicting detail.
Yeah, Makoto.
Right? In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right, the second difference was related to how she was suspended. In the photos of the other genocide jack cases, all the other victims were stabbed through their hands.
Oh, what did I say?
Here you'll see a clear difference.
What was used to suspend her?
I got it!
Guys,
I figured it out! The killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her.
It was an
on.
extension cord,
Makoto, we've
homie.
been through this.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous genocide jack cases, something else was used to suspend her.
Does this mean Byakuya did it and has just been framing Toko since he knew her secret and was like, I could use this to kill someone?
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use.
I love you.
You know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences. Are these wrong?
Big Mac.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Big Mac.
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each genocide jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
I'm kind of a fan of this personality too.
It's good. No, it's good. It's
Very specific situations in which I'd want it to come out, but
Possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Let's see. There was a pattern surrounding the genocide jack victims and Chihiro didn't fit it?
the other ones were at least 5 feet tall.
Gosh, if you look at the names of every victim, what you'll notice is, I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro.
I got it!
Yeah.
I mean, it's not rocket science.
Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo, bullseye, right on the money.
In all the genocide jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
All 2 of them.
Ken Harada, blah blah blah, Japanese names.
Dudes.
More Japanese names.
They were all...
That's right. The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men. I can't believe I said it. I'm so embarrassed.
The hell is wrong with you?
I'd let her kill me.
No, damn.
The full throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates.
Actually, I can get behind that.
Now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam.
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little male, you wouldn't kill her?
I just like Taka's voice actor going, adorable little man.
Both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it.
I want you to have more evidence pointing
It's a
towards you.
different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
She's not wrong.
Does make some amount of sense.
Yeah.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors.
Did she have them with her?
Go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell.
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the store?
Wait, I got it!
Scissors?
What?
Don't just use any
Never mind.
scissors.
What? I was gonna be like, they have scissors, but...
Envy of the entire world! Scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da-da!
It's Toko.
She's fully equipped.
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you.
I want regular Toko to just come back, and then everybody be like, come on, get the other girl out. And she's like, I'm sorry, I'm trying.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But
The body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
But how do you miss the fact that they all use the bajillion scissors?
Well, here's my thing,
Like,
right?
if you're gonna imitate it and you have the case files in the school, just...
That's my thing. I'm going crazy at this point because I'm like, the case files are in the school. Everyone could have known this if you just bothered to look.
That's fair, but...
Hold on, there is one person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases.
Sayaka!
Is it Sayaka?
It's you, girl stealer.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I don't mean to objectify my girl.
It's possible you could
What?
have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
No, come on, honey.
What's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
A while ago.
When?
Looking back and thinking about it now,
I'm just-
the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
Flashback? Thank you.
In the locker rooms,
They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Seems nobody searched them. Let's start with the girls.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say?
That's right, it'd be indecent.
Was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should
But
check
how
the
did he
girls'
know?
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
Shut up,
On
Ifumi.
the contrary, there's something very strange.
Meanwhile, Kyoko's just like,
What's so strange about it? Go ahead.
Turn the message around, everyone. Turn it upside down.
Blood's blood.
Soul doom.
There's a clear contradiction. I need to make it clear
Clear
to everybody.
everyone. New element has been added. All right, here's the worst part.
Gosh.
Next, we're gonna add something called a truth flashback.
No.
If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the button instead of shooting, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear, and you'll have to re-download it.
So before they say something wrong, they're going to say something right, and I'm going to have to take it and use it as
Possibly,
evidence.
or vice versa.
Or, yeah.
Or you can use it as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case.
Cool.
When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to blah, blah, blah. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, it's more instructions, but fine.
I mean, I get the idea.
It was basically just saying, well, you'll have to this time.
Monokuma
so.
file number 2.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found
And it's always confusing to me, but you have to remember that what you're trying to shoot
I see.
is
If you're presented with
The lie, the
Yeah.
blatant thing that they know is wrong.
You absolutely take it.
Okay, you feel me?
Natural reaction for any guy.
Not
The
any.
victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girl.
I see what I'm supposed to
Yeah.
do here.
first. There was no time for pointless distraction. What's so strange?
You wish you'd taken me with you.
Okay. Does that make sense? I could have known. Okay, I need. So do I have to take the first one?
I think so.
Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found
I don't
Okay,
remember.
perfect.
Just don't accidentally shoot or hit switch the thing, because
To check that.
That's unnatural.
The victim was Chihiro. So of course I would suggest we check the girl.
Okay. Let's do this one more time.
Fast
Round 3 is the charm.
Alright, don't forget you can slow down.
I don't want to.
Okay, well, you're gonna need to eventually in this game, trust me.
Really?
With this series, you're gonna need to slow down eventually.
Okay, it's that button. Gotcha.
That's a natural reaction.
Yes, okay, thank you, Ifumi.
The victim
Huh, huh.
was Chihiro.
The victor was Chihiro.
No, that's wrong!
You're wrong! Alright, you got me.
What's so
Kill me.
strange about that? Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit.
Give me a second while I find more things to stall with.
Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
Answer the question and then we'll get to the other stuff.
I think.
There is more to it. Think about it.
She's right!
We talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The differences between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there? What could it be?
I don't see how this is supposed to take that long. Huh.
What? The difference between the cases?
Why are you getting
Want me
involved?
to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors.
Might want that. No!
But Chihiro was suspended.
This is so much to think about.
Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Was it really a rope?
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
Your mom.
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Oh, wait, was that what I needed to do?
Yeah.
Oh, dope. I thought I missed my opportunity earlier.
No, you don't always have to highlight. You just sometimes have to take what someone else says.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
He just gets so excited when he can, like, say something, you know?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time
Is what was used.
went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your
What?
conclusion is
Like,
something
drop,
like this?
answer the questions instead of being like, is that it?
I
Like,
killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it.
that's his confession.
Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Does he have dissociative identity disorder
So
too?
that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
Okay, gosh.
Having is a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Yeah.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
But I'm down with killing Byakuya.
Do we really need to?
You have to remember, if you vote incorrectly, then everyone else dies.
Not my problem right now.
I know, but still. there's
I'm
so
trying to
much
get rid of the
still
competition one way or another.
Okay.
Either he dies or he dies.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait,
That was a good one.
all of it. What was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but
It
does
doesn't
that mean
she was killed there? But
Can I really just accept what Byakuya
Wait.
said is the truth?
What? The gears be turning.
I don't know what is wrong with what he just
Say
said.
you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right?
That's why there was blood on the poster that he then had to switch into the other
Are you
one.
sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
Like what? What
No,
possibly?
I picked up on that
contradicts-
pretty quick. I was like,
I forgot that was
the
even a
locker
factor.
rooms are sus.
What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the
In
girls'
the
locker
carpet.
room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard?
Yeah.
When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya had been so confident up till now. Maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
No.
Don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the boys' and girls' locker room.
Good dumbbell. Which one?
Something that was switched.
But this one was also switched.
Well, that's just one carpet. There's two posters
okay,
that were
gotcha.
switched.
Yes, go.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is...
Here comes one of my favorite
poster
lines in the
that's
whole
hanging
series. Are
in
you
each
ready?
locker room.
Your proof?
It's
is
coming
some
up.
Posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of...
Thank you, Makoto.
Doesn't it look photoshopped to you?
Why would the girls' locker room...
I mean, Junko already told me they Photoshop those pictures all the time.
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Thank you, Jill.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
Maybe they're just really progressive, Makoto. You ever thought about that?
Maybe that's just who used it last. They were like, yo, let's put our posters up here.
There's one other thing I noticed about the locker room. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein.
I just stroked out and I was like, coffee is not a word. That does not look like a word.
I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet.
But it is. It is.
But I
It
noticed
is.
that
That's all.
after the
Riveting
murder,
commentary.
the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No.
It's not that the stain was scrubbed away, it was moved.
Okay.
Got it!
The stain on the girls' locker room. In fact,
Sorry,
I
force
found
of
it on
habit.
the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too?
Yes,
But
Celeste.
why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room.
blood on it.
It's certainly plausible. Don't you think?
But like, why would they switch the room?
Because he wanted to make it look like a girl killed her.
In other words,
Because Genocide
in
Jack
order
had
to
the key to get in the other one.
Scene of the crime. The blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
She didn't.
To get into the locker room.
What do you mean she didn't?
Like, she wasn't her who just went in there.
I just want to hear your theories because I'm curious.
Byakuya just took her thing. He killed her and he took her in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then was like, hit her with the dumbbell or whatever. And then switched all the stuff around using her card. Because she didn't lend it to him.
Okay.
What's the flaw here?
No, it's fine. I just like to hear out your
everything
thinking.
checks out fine so far.
She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? That's more the question that I was curious your response for.
Taken Leon's e-handbook. Because she didn't want to work out where there were other people. I don't know. She was in the middle of the night anyways. Maybe that's why it was the nighttime. She didn't want to be snooping around the dead people stuff. Broken e-handbook.
Is it really possible?
Alright, I'm so ready this time.
Chihiro really had gotten into the boys' locker room somehow.
Ah, I got it!
Do you?
She must have hacked her e-handbook.
No.
I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think she used the thing. Huh? I'm talking about
If she had that,
Oh.
she could get into the boys' locker room
Gotcha.
no problem.
So I could have fired again.
You can only ever fire at one thing. There's only ever one right answer.
Okay, so I'm just gonna skip over.
Yeah.
I'm sure that would have.
No, I don't think that's.
I think it's worth listening through the first time around, even if you do think you miss it. But
it's fair.
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Bam.
Nice.
No, that's wrong.
No,
that's wrong. Break. Break down. No,
Break
I
it
don't
down.
think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
Wait.
I'm struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using
What
someone
are we
else's
waiting?
handbook?
Actually, the rule states that
I was assuming she would have used it and then disabled it at some point. And she would have just been the only one who had the ability to turn it on off because she's a
In other
programmer.
words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
She was forced in by
Mr.
Byakuya.
Naegi's initial assumption is just...
But then the gun would have shot her. That's the point. The point is you have to use a male handbook to get into the male locker room.
I see. Okay, I see the flaw.
There's
Yeah.
no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Me too.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya's the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
Okay,
I
there you
agree
go.
with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
what?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This will
What?
make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure
You can't
that
just
thought
do
must
that.
please you.
You're in trial.
Huh? It'll make things more
Makuma's easy to
exciting?
please.
That's fair.
Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Dope.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold.
I don't know what to say.
We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was...
Presumably here, yes.
The girls' locker room?
You've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Don't mind if I do.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No, wait.
There, okay, thank you. I couldn't tell what emotion it was.
Best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
Hero.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body.
Like, Hina, you are one of the gender norms that is breaking down.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body. And I believe we will solve this
What?
particular
We
mystery.
get it, Kyoko. Check the body. We're doing that.
Entire body? I know you say that, but what? This...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
Ah, I see. So
Problematic thing number 2, and we'll explain why in a minute.
I don't think we need to.
No, I'll explain my reasoning on this because I think it's worth saying something about. Let's get...
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Thanks, Monokuma.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser?
All
Shut up,
that
Jill.
one, yeah.
What Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
All right, so I think this is a good place to pause for a moment.
I do
So don't, yeah. Here's my take on this. All right, here's the thing. The problematic, I'm gonna rant now, so just I'm sorry in advance. Number 1, I will say this right off the bat. It is a minor spoiler, but I think it's important to say Chihiro in canon identifies as male. He's not transgender. He's not.
Okay.
You know, in canon, there is enough evidence to provide that he does identify as male. That is always a problem for people because it immediately switches to male pronouns, everyone. And like, if it were a trans person who identified as a woman, it would be problematic and all that.
Does it ever come up in the game?
What do you mean?
Like, does Chihiro ever refer to himself as a guy?
There is evidence that we'll get there.
Okay.
There are points to prove that. That being said, I think the problematic part comes in 2 things. Number 1, Kyoko's a douchebag. Kyoko did that so bad. And I get that the game wants to play it up for shock value. That's like the whole thing is like, oh, shock value, it's a boy, hoobadoo. But it's like, there's so many ways we could have done this. We could have just asked Monokuma. We could have looked at the handbook, scanned it against the door. We could have, well, we don't know where the handbook is.
Or even you could have said it and then everybody be like, I don't think that's true, and then go examine
And then
the
go
body.
examine or check the room, check for a toolkit, check if the bathroom door locks. There's a lot of options. The way that the game handles it is very shock value and it's very insensitive to us as a Western culture. My other take is it is an Eastern culture game.
Yeah,
it's a
it's
Japanese
different.
game. They have different standards. Whether or not their standards are problematic is up to you to decide, but I don't think it's fair to take this writing and judge it through a Western lens when it was written for a Japanese audience. So, Chihiro identifies as male, is male, we'll address him as male. If you forget, it's okay. It's hard to remember, but just know that it's not, in my opinion. Now, that being said, if you do identify with Chihiro as a trans, person, and you identify with that and can relate with that, and that is good, if that's the way you view the story, that's fine. I'm not opposed to headcanon, but just know that for the sake of the canon, we're gonna go by the canon. He is male. That is all. And we can probably go just a little incy bit more, maybe, or we should probably end the episode, actually.
Right there's a good point. So that's why Chihiro was going at night.
Yes.
Is because he was embarrassed? Didn't
Yeah,
want people to
because,
know?
well, it can be assumed that his secret was, you're a boy. And getting stronger and all that, wanted to, I don't want to say too much because they do explain it all later on, but yes, it's assumed that he went at night because he didn't want people to know that he couldn't go in the girls' locker room.
Okay.
It's also at the beginning of the chapter when we go to the pool, Hina's like, you want to come swimming? And Chihiro's like, I don't like wearing bathing suits. I don't feel comfortable in a locker room. It's like, there's evidence, a lot of people do pick up on it, but I'm glad we got here before the Game Grumps got to this chapter because their comments are going to be just a crap show. But yeah, so that's that. Basically what I'm saying is if you find it problematic, that's fair. You might just want to skip the rest of this trial then. But if you...
How much more of this trial is there?
We're about halfway.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
what
no, we're
more?
about halfway. There's a lot in these trials. They're long.
Okay.
Anyways, we'll probably end it here. I have to do a class, so it'll be a minute
I'm
before
starving.
we get back.
And unlike some people who, I don't want to point fingers, but I waited to eat until after.
You know, you're not wrong.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you. Moral of the story is you're beautiful how you are. You don't have to let a
Just
Japanese
be who you
game,
be.
You know.
And if it really does bother you,
exactly.
just
don't let it bother
just
you.
don't.
It's not. It's different. Case closed.
Hey man, Chihiro's my favorite character. I love him. And I almost looked up a couple times in recording. I almost said he.
I've definitely been
once or
referring
twice.
to Chihiro as a girl.
Yeah, no, and I've definitely almost messed up
Which
once
I
or
get.
twice.
That's the point of how it's framed. But even then, there's still this weird sense of like, oh, whoops.
Yeah. I'd also like to point out, during one of Toko's free time events, this is completely unrelated, you made some side comment. She said, like, I'm something, and you were like, oh, so you're like a serial killer or something. You just made that comment. Yeah.
Yeah.
You made that comment at one point.
Well, Toko and Chihiro were my top two. Aside from Kyoko, they were my top two because I was like, both of them are like the underdog. Not underdog, but like...
I was waiting since the moment you said they were your favorites. I was like, this chapter will be fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm not killing Toko, so that's the good news.
Anyways, in the next one, we'll get back. I'm not going to put a content warning up. Some people do. I'm not going to, because in canon, it's not that. But if you're uncomfortable, just skip the next episode, and then we'll probably be done with the trial after that.
Yeah, I don't think any of the content itself is inherently offensive. I think it's just how it's presented.
It's how it's presented and stuff, which is presented. Also, I don't like delete comments, but I've heard from a lot of trans people that the term trap is kind of offensive, so I will delete that. I will delete slurs and whatnot, but other than that, just debate in the comments, have at it. Thanks!
Fair. Cool, thank you for watching.
You're all great.
We love you.
You're all beautiful. Not as beautiful as Sayaka, but you're all beautiful.
Yeah, not as beautiful as Toko pre-Genocide Jill.
Alright. Cool.
Alright, thank you
for watching. We might be back on a different day. We might be back today. Who knows? We'll see.
So long. I will miss you.
Bye!